Oh, hey guys. Today I'm just going to show you how to do a quick hard drive upgrade to an SSD. This is for the Dell Inspiron P39F model. It's pretty simple, so it should probably take you any more than 5 or 10 minutes to do this. So if you flip it upside down, just to get to the point here, there's only two screws that's actually holding your whole bottom panel here together. So, just remove those two screws. If you have a pick tool or a pry tool, this is where it comes in handy. But just to start off, to lift up the panel, just if you can, just grab like a small knife or either a mini flat screwdriver to lift this panel up by about 1 or 2 millimeters so that you can put your pry tool or your pick tool and just run it on this side here. And just make sure that you do run it up to the corner, at least about maybe 1 or 2 inches to the corner, because then afterwards with this rest here, I just use my fingernails just to run it up and just pop them all up. But just make sure that you don't stop with your pick tool at the end on the right hand corner or the left hand corner. Just make sure that you run it up at least 1 or 2 inches on the left and the right side here. So and then you can just use your fingernails or the pry tool and just run up to the top, and then the bottom panel will come off pretty easy. And the good thing with this specific model here, there's no any special wires that's actually attached to your bottom panel, because some models are, so you gotta be very careful, because if you lift it too fast you can easily tear a cable apart. But with this model here, you don't have to worry about that. So just do what you have to do here, just to pry it open here to the corner, and then just once you've done that on both sides, the whole bottom panel will just come right off pretty easy. And this is what it looks like once you remove the bottom panel. And if you wanted to do a RAM upgrade, as you can see here, there's an extra DIMM slot for you to add more RAM. If you're not sure how much RAM you can actually add per DIMM slot, just take a look into the one that's actually here, or you can check out the specs on Dell.ca for the maximum of RAM capacity that each DIMM slot can handle. And I'll show you the closer image of this hard drive where it's located here. As you can see, there's four screws, one there, two on the left here, and then one at the bottom middle. And once you've removed those four screws, this tab here will actually allow you to lift up the hard drive. So just make an important note here. When you do lift up the hard drive here, just don't move it any more than about 1 inch to the left, because the important thing is your SATA cable is kind of hidden in its corner, because if you pull it too far to the left, you can easily tear your SATA cable. So just be careful and be cautious about that when you do lift it up. And once you do lift it up here, as you can see, it's pretty simple. Just wiggle detach the SATA cable. Once you've done that, just remove the screws that's holding your hard drive to the hard drive bracket and put in your SSD, and you'll be good to go. And and just close up the bottom panel back up. And just to make a very very important note, that when you guys are reinstalling Windows 10 for this, which is super important, I really didn't like this model because it's not built like other laptops. So just remember that when you are installing the Windows, just make sure you go into the BIOS by pressing F2. That's the function key that will bring you into the BIOS. And the most important thing is, for this model here, for this Dell, just make sure that you actually go into the boot section here, because by default, once you press the F2, it will actually bring you to the main section. So just use your left and right arrow key and move to the right three spaces, and you will see this section here, because this is really important. So for you to actually be able to detect your hard drive, I think with this, with the Dell models, I think F12 is the function key. But if you try to hit F12 and try to detect your hard drive, it won't detect it. So just remember that you disable the secure boot and disable the UEFI, and then enable the legacy option ROM. So once you've make the changes for those three there, you can save your changes by moving over to the exit area, saving your changes, and then you can actually press the F12. Please correct me if I'm wrong, if it's F8 or something else, but I'm pretty sure it was F12, because this was done yesterday at one of my clients' computer. But I'm pretty sure it was F12 that gives you the ability to check what bootable devices you actually have. So once you do go through the Windows install process, because you have to keep in mind, for about probably 5 or 6 minutes later, you'll do your first restart. And this is what the problem you will run into with this P39F model here. P39F model here. What's going to happen is, once you reboot after Windows is prompting you to restart, because it has to restart after the first 50% of the install, you will get a no hard drive being detected, or it can't detect a boot disk. So, and this is where you have to go back into the BIOS to by pushing down the F2 key, and then go into your boot section, and then you have to re-enable your secure boot, disable your legacy option ROM, and then re-enable your UEFI. Because once you've done that, go back to exit, save the changes again, then it will boot back into the Windows installation and complete the rest of the installation. Because if you don't do that, it will not do the install, and you'll keep getting that no system, or non-bootable disk, error. So just remember to do that, right? So when you're doing the install, disable the secure boot, enable the legacy option ROM, and then disable the UEFI. And then once you get the first restart, go back into here by pressing the F2 key, go back to the boot section and re-enable your secure boot, disable your legacy option ROM, and then re-enable your bootless option. Re-enable your your bootless option to UEFI, and then save your changes. And then once you do that, it will actually bring you, it will bring you through the rest of the completion for the Windows 10 installation. And I hope that helps. And if you guys have any questions, anyways, just post it on the comments. And thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.